Hey there, it's Jitsi, and you're listening to the Crush Chronicles podcast, a safe space for millennials to reflect on our crushes and how they affect our lives. So grab your coffee or wine, pull out your old diaries, and settle in for today's topic and discussion. Hey there, my evil little crushers. Thank you for tuning in, and for new listeners, hi, my name is Rachel, aka Jitsi, and at Rachel Jitsawat on all my socials. I'm your host and the author of The 9 Lives of Rachel Jitsawat over on Patreon, where I'm publishing my first memoir, also titled The Crush Chronicles. Although this podcast is inspired by the memoir, you do not have to have read any of it in order to enjoy the episode. If you'd like to anyway, of course, you're more than welcome to, and you may find the link in today's chapters in the show notes or visit patreon.com/jitsi. For today's sneak peek reading, I tried to choose an excerpt that tied into today's VIP theme, but the problem was, and hence part of the reason why I have the Chronicles to write in the first place, is that I never treated myself like a VIP. We are right here in the middle of my first ever signature series, Be Evil, where we form a safe space together of self-expression, not conformity. Fuck what and how everyone else thinks we should be. As long as we are safe and not causing harm to others, we have every right to shine our own little unique lights. I want you to think of this series as you're walking around the mall and you see a more confident version of yourself and you're like, hey, they're hot. This season's tagline is Be Someone's Crush, starting with your own, and I hope to help you get started with this by being evil. If this sounds like something you'd like to tune into, great. Although this is the third episode in this 5-part series, you don't have to listen to them in order. So go back and listen to the first few episodes after this one if you like. I will start each episode with this reminder. The B in Be Evil is always for balance. You are not chasing perfection by doing this framework. You are trying to add little sparkles to your days. At the end of each episode, I'll give you one action assignment to at least help you eliminate decision fatigue, and you can try to implement it whenever you find it easiest. And I hope you balance that action with a form of rest. Think of yin and yang. Today is about the V in Be Evil. Be a VIP. Imagine like rich people VIP for a second. I will never know what this is like, so I can only go off of what I've seen in the medias. But when I think of VIP, the trope 3 things that come to mind are security. You never see a high status person without some level of security, whether it's straight up bodyguards or high-tech security systems. Quality. Their attire is most always top notch, even if they're just in a white cotton tee and jeans. And it's not just about their clothes. They have quality cars, furniture, whatever may have you. And finally, exclusivity. It doesn't always seem fair, and it not always is, but a lot of times VIPs get things all to themselves. Don't get it twisted. I am not advising us all to go and get rich so we can access all of these things. Unless that's your dream, in that case, I'm not here to judge. You do you, baby boo. But let's break this down and how I think we can apply VIP status to our daily lives. The first, security. Safety first is what they say, and a VIP can't enjoy their shit if they aren't safe, right? Although it would be nice to go and hire a hot bodyguard and splurge on a high-tech security system, most of us don't have the privilege, and hopefully that isn't even necessary for most of us. But in everything we do, we should make sure we are safe first. Yes, we might have others under our care, parents, elders, children, so on, but we are putting our oxygen masks on first, folks. So don't worry about them right now. I want to note here that in my personal definition of overall safety, I include health under that umbrella. For example, I am pre-diabetic. So part of what I am always trying to keep tabs on is making sure I don't wander into the diabetic zone, or even better, manage my health well enough to where I am not pre-diabetic anymore. That has not happened yet, but I'll keep you posted. Overall health is a longer safety game because it's ongoing and takes time depending on what your goals are, but it's there and cannot be ignored. But it can help us prioritize a little more easily when it comes to our safety. For example, if you're sick, your first priority should be returning to full health. You can install motion-activated floodlights later, or whatever your plans may be. But if you're sick and you think someone is breaking into your house, yeah, that flips on its head. An extreme example, but you get how urgency and importance become clear. But let's take this down to simple steps. In the car, lock your doors. Make sure you have at least half a tank of gas. which I know is hard nowadays, but and get your car regularly maintained. Also hard nowadays, but we got to do what we got to try to do. If you take public transportation, make sure your phone is fully charged before you leave the house. Have a backup power bank if you need, and at least 2 forms of payment with you at all times. I know a lot of us, myself included, rely on Apple Pay or Google Pay or just tapping our phones, but what if you drop your phone, it breaks or something? Make sure you have at minimum cash. I know that's harder for a lot of us, or at least your debit card on hand. At home, lock your doors and windows, give a spare key to someone you trust, and make sure you have functioning smoke alarms and CO2 detectors. On your person, figure out what your top priority may be for your mental health, for your physical health, and for your spiritual health. Pick one of those and go, and as you conquer one, or at least get it to a maintainable rhythm, move on to the next. The second one is to impress yourself. No matter how you slice it, I think we all get rather impressed in some way with any sort of VIP status. For me, it's usually how clean everything is, which I'm aware usually comes with some money and privilege. But I'm like, why is being clean so special? Why can't everywhere be clean? That's my type A speaking. Hey there. Did you know that we're a part of the Alive Podcast Network, the first Black and woman-owned podcast network? If you're enjoying this episode of the Crush Chronicles podcast, you'll love similar content in the Alive Podcast Network app. Just go to alivepodcastnetwork.com and click either iOS or Android, whichever is applicable to your device, or download the app from your device app store. The link to each will be in the show notes for your convenience. Support this podcast and enjoy ad-free listening to nearly 100 other podcasts that support Black and diverse voices. Just remember to choose Rachel Jitsawat as your referring host when you do. Now, back to the show. Here are some suggestions on how to impress yourself. I think the best way we can impress ourselves is by setting a goal and then accomplishing it. I know this is easier said than done. Take it from somebody who sets many goals and almost never accomplishes them, but maybe we can start with something small. So I'm a writer, so maybe I get a small goal of writing 100 words by the end of the day. And when I accomplish it, I will feel good. And yes, make sure you tell yourself when and not if. VIPs accept nothing less than the shit actually getting done. So talk to yourself like the shit's gonna get done. Another suggestion would be to dress to impress yourself, not others. Mix and match your wardrobe to create a new outfit. If you're able, get your clothes tailored to better fit you. Again, I know it's hard because that costs money, but as a 5'3" woman, hemming pants is like half my life. Wear your punchiest lip gloss or polish your shoes. Or for a more whimsical approach, bound as a character from the cover of your favorite romance book or from something you saw on Pinterest, or even just use Pinterest for inspiration. And if you don't know what bounding is, I think it started with Disney bounding. It's basically where you just take something from your closet and you color coordinate and style coordinate to match one of your favorite characters. Anyway, whatever it is, start small, and even just adding like a bright color of lipstick to your day can really like punctuate the look of your lips. Last would be to go for quality. This is not very easy, but we are all aware we need to curb impulse buys, lower the number of transactions we have each day, yada, yada, yada. I am not giving you permission to go buy the most expensive thing. No. Still stay within your budget, only buy what you need, and consider cost per use. Is that cute but flimsy shirt going to fall apart after one wash? Maybe you don't want to blow $25 on it. That wouldn't impress yourself. And the final thing I want to say as a suggestion on to be your own VIP is be exclusive. How many times have we gone up to some place or something we thought looked cool or heard about, and we've been told, oh, that's only for VIPs, or no, that's for first class, or that's just for rewards members, or whatever it is. I don't see why we can't flip that so that we are on the other side of the velvet rope. Do something that's just for you. No one else. Maybe you like hiking and there's a secret path you found that has a gorgeous view at the end. Pick a low traffic time and go have a moment just for you. If your hiking buddy wants to tag along, say no, sorry, this is just for the VIP. Unless you want to, VIPs can always get someone in that's not on the list, right? Or maybe there's a special meal you will only make for yourself. I'm the only one in my household with a gluten sensitivity, so I already kind of do this by default, but I have a couple of dishes on rotation for myself that I would never be able to serve my family of picky eaters, which is fine because it's just for me, the VIP. A more spiritual way of being a VIP is something a lot of people do already, and that's writing in a journal or diary. This is for your eyes only, where you can write what you want and only you are allowed to reference it. Plus, it's great for your mental clarity. Win-win. You could even schedule VIP moments with yourself, kind of like when there are VIP events that you could attend. What does your VIP want to attend? Mine would be a VIP reading event. I'd take a book, have some expensive coffee and pastries, and I'd probably even create a VIP only area somewhere in my house, like my balcony or maybe temporarily my bedroom. I kind of wish I had a velvet rope so that I could secure it. Okay, and now it's time for just one thing. Each episode, I leave you with just one thing, just one action assignment to help you eliminate decision fatigue. For your Be Evil action assignment number 3, pick one quick and easy safety upgrade. Maybe you haven't checked your smoke detectors in a while, or you have less than a quarter tank of gas. Pick something that helps keep you safe and keeps you going forward so you can enjoy those things you like to enjoy. I picked this one for obvious reasons. Safety first. It's most important, and some things are probably quite easy to check off of your list, like putting batteries in your emergency flashlight, or, you know you're going to have to make your way to the gas station eventually, much to our dismay, but you can get it done and make sure that even if you get stuck in traffic or whatever, you're going to have enough gas to get you home. And that's it for this episode. If you'd like to dive a little deeper with a little guidance, be sure to sign up for the free tier of my Patreon, where I will be sending out the show notes to this episode with a link to a downloadable PDF to help you out on your Be Evil journey. And if you sign up for the next or following episodes of the Be Evil signature series, you will automatically get those show notes delivered to your inbox with the PDF attached to it. So I'll see you in 2 weeks when we go over the I in Be Evil. And until next time, be safe, be you, be evil. Bye. So, what do you think? How do you feel? If you like this episode and would like to hear another, download the Alive Podcast app, where you can find our archive of audio episodes and discover hundreds of shows featuring Black and diverse voices on the first Black and woman-owned network. If you upgrade to ad-free, please remember to select Rachel Jitsawat as your referring host. The Crush Chronicles podcast is produced by me, Rachel Jitsawat. The music is by Musictown, and the sound effects are by Pixabay. Thank you for listening, and until next time, remember to be somebody's crush, starting with your own.